Alright, I guess it's Friday, February 21st. If last Friday was Valentine's Day the 14th. I am going north. Last Friday, I went for you east to Altoona. I'm going almost the same distance in another direction, north to Larchwood, Iowa, to play Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort. Probably no golfing going on right now, but there is a casino and there is poker, I hear. Never been there. I'm going to drive there. I never showed you the map to Prairie Meadows, which was last Friday when I went east. Not much to it, and I actually passed it on the drive in from Rockford. You've seen that map. But anyway, while I'm driving north, you could look at the map, and also at the end of the video, stay tuned, because at the end of the video, I will actually show you the map to Larchwood. But once again, this first map, the map last Friday to Altoona. Okay, another map. As you know, this road trip started in New York. It will end in Vegas, but the day I played Prairie Meadows, focusing on this part of the country, very, very far east in Nebraska, and then the western half of Iowa. So, started in the Omaha Council Bluffs area and basically just drove east on I-80 almost the entire time, and you see the word Des Moines on the right. Yeah, people would say either the greater Des Moines area or the Des Moines metropolitan area to describe Prairie Meadows, but it's specifically in Altoona, Iowa. And each way, 145 miles, which is about 235 kilometers, which Google said was about 2 hours, 15 minutes, but for some reason it took me about 2 hours, 45 minutes. Alright, hope you enjoyed the map. Before I go into the casino, which is behind me, gotta go back here and show you this. The driveway into the parking lot. The speed limit's 21. We're doing speed limits that don't end in 0 nor 5. Speed limit 21. Alright, one of the first things I saw was self-serve soda machines. There's water, and to the right there was also coffee, Coke products, Mellow Yellow, just like in Prairie Meadows. This has nothing to do with poker, but while I was looking for the poker room, saw this. I can't stand this. I don't even play slot machines, and this annoys me. When people tilt chairs up against slot machines, as if they're saying to the rest of the world, you're not allowed to play this slot machine. It's mine. I'm coming back in an undetermined amount of time. So, can't stand that. Saw that, and I was annoyed, even though I had no intention of playing that. Here are the chips. Very new chips. Very clean, very slick. Did want to point out, though, you might not notice at first glance, the three names of the casinos around the outside of this chip are not the same. These are three, I guess, affiliated, but different places. So the one I left upside down was the casino I was playing, Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort. But this one is Rhythm City Casino Resort, and this one Riverside Casino and Golf Resort. Made me wonder if you could cash in chips from any one of these three at any of the others. I have no idea. Don't even know what cities or states the other two casinos are in, but just wanted to point that out. The chairs, the only thing uncomfortable about the chairs, felt like they were a little tall. My heels weren't touching the ground, and you might think, oh, that probably happens all the time. You're not that tall. I'm not that tall, but usually my heels do touch the ground, and it was kind of uncomfortable while I was playing. Did want to point this out. So I turned around in my chair, so my back is to the poker table I was playing, and took this picture. This line, it might be tough to see, but there's like a line right there. It's the edge of a pane of glass. So to the left is the glass, to the right is open. That's how we walk in and out of the poker room. So just wanted to tell you that even though the poker room is kind of in its own corner of the casino, you could still see and hear what's going on out there. I love having that noise and not being totally cut off. Towards the end of the night, a band was playing in the center of the casino floor, and we could hear all the songs perfectly. So I like that trait. This one's underneath the table. Not table legs holding up the table. It's an arch. So for the 5 seat, directly across from the dealer, probably no big deal. For me, in the 3 seat, yeah, like that was pretty annoying. I slid out to take this picture. My legs were like right up against this all day. Weird design. And if you're in the area and you like tournaments, just let you know the Mid-Stakes Poker Tour is coming to town. You could pause this slide and read all the days and all the buy-ins and all the information on the sign. Just wanted to let everybody know that. Some kind of cornhole contest going on in the event room right there. Just walked through. I don't know, people are selling things, people are eating and drinking, and people are playing cornhole indoors, but gonna wrap up the video around here. All right, I'm outside the doors to go in, but I'm inside the doors to go out. Okay, up on the screen, some details about poker. I played 1-2, there was a 2-5 going. When I got there, 1 game of each. Now that I'm leaving, 1-2-5 table still, a second 1-2 started, 9-handed. It is $5 max rake, $1 max promo. As far as I know, the only promo is a bad beat. There were no signs or anything, but people were talking. I know a bad beat exists. A bad beat jackpot. 51,075, I heard it is right now. What else? The floor just showed up with 4 pizzas. Twice he came into the room with 2 pizzas each. That was cool. What else? There were other things. No shufflers, which is odd. Interesting, you don't notice when it's a solid dealer. You do notice when it's a slow, not that great dealer. But no shufflers, also no Bravo in the table. That's not a big deal. I don't even have a card here, but people were getting clocked in up at the podium. Can buy in the poker room, can cash out in the poker room. A lot of this year for me has been buying in and cashing out at the main cage. The poker room can handle all these transactions, and the table is vinyl, so the cards slide very easily. Great for the dealer, great for the players, speeds things up, and it's easy on the dealer. If you've played Bally's in Vegas, which you probably call horseshoe, that same type of material, it's not felt. It's easier to clean, and it's slicker. When things do stain, they like stay. You can see like wine stains in some felts in Bally's, but here I heard it sounded like less than a week ago they got put in here. So I just want to tell you everything I know about Grand Falls Casino and Golf Resort in Larchwood, Iowa. I do want to add, I actually know, as long as I was talking about speed limits where the number doesn't end in 0 or 5. I know of one in Vegas. I think it ends in a 2. It's definitely not a 0, it's definitely not a 5. I think it's a 2. It's not a place where people really walk. I've seen it driving, and I can get back there. If I remember, in about a month when I'm there, I think you could walk there, just it's not a spot where like anyone walks, but I've seen it, and I'll take a picture, or at least film a short scene there. You don't see a lot. I think it's some school zones. There are some 12s I've heard. I've never seen that, but it was cool seeing the 21 today. So I'm gonna head back to Omaha, and that's a wrap on my first ever session in Larchwood, Iowa. And can't forget, if you're wondering why I'm using this view, I'm trying to block the camera from the wind. The map, of course, the map from the Omaha Council Bluffs area up north here to Larchwood. And showing you one way, but of course, drive there and drive back, so the distance and the time doubled. All right, you know by now, road trip started in New York, it's ending in Las Vegas, but focusing on here, like right along the border, the Nebraska-Iowa border, and then to the north, the South Dakota-Iowa border. Gotta zoom in, and yeah, just go north on I-29 for a lot of the way. This is weird though, because if you look just barely above the word Sioux City, the words Sioux City, and to the left of the blue line, which was supposedly my route, if Google had me take the route Google wanted me to take, that dotted line is the border. So this blue line is definitely to the east of that border, which means the blue line is in Iowa. I took a slightly different route, I guess, because I was definitely in South Dakota for the second half of this. I know on the way up when I passed the sign that said "Welcome to South Dakota," and I knew on the way back south when I passed the sign that said "Welcome to Iowa" again. So for about the first half I was in Iowa, for the second half I was in South Dakota. Anyway, in each direction, about 170 miles, which is about 275 kilometers, which takes about 2 hours and 45 minutes to drive. And remember, rice is a spoon food.